Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to make a horse stables, which I thought would be something quite fun and what you would actually find in Henley on Bagley as well. So we are starting off with our little training area, so it's got like a little equestrian sport type of theme to these stables. So we're actually going to make like horse jumps with all the different pets things, and there's just shit going on in the background. They're coming for me. There is a music festival on at the moment and it's it's a little bit dodgy, so it's very interesting going out. And yesterday when I was coming back from a little trip, I actually went on the train the similar time to when everyone was trying to go to this music festival. So I was just like, okay, like let's not let's not do this thing. So I was just like but oh well, it was alright. I managed to get off the stop before but there was a lot of drinking on the train, which it wasn't too bad. But we are making the shapes. There is going to be a few different sections to this stables, so we're going to have places for the horses, of course, the horses we didn't get in the game, and then we're going to have an office area. We're going to have like a break room and a bathroom with showers, and then we're going to have like a function room as well. There's the back building, and that's going to be where there's going to be a bar and a place for all the trophies and everything, so we can they can actually have some like fun things. And one of the jumps that I made, I was so proud. I was like, oh, we have the water tool, I can actually make like a water jump. So I had to put a hedge and have the water. They're coming for me again. Little bits. This is how bad it is. The other day when I came back from work, there were like 20 police vans outside the station. I was like, oh no, because I'd completely forgot that it was started that day. I was just like, okay. So yeah, we get the lovely ambient police sirens constantly through this video. So that is your highlight for this week. Out in the front, we're gonna have a little place to park your car. I'm going to go into the debug menu and actually find some bits and pieces to make a proper entranceway, like how on the actual like horse places would have. It has like flags. It's gonna have flags and a proper big gate and everything. And I found one that was from one of the neighborhoods that you could actually put there and make it look really nice. And then we're gonna have a fishing pond out the front as well, and then at the back we actually have a little exit area, which is going to be where our like maintenance shed type of thing is, and it's going to have a woodworking table and hay bales and feed and all sorts of bits and pieces. So in the middle area I wanted to have like how the horses always have places to walk around beforehand, so I was like trying to find a fountain that could go in the middle and wanted to make it look as though it was muddy as well. So we're going to do a lot of terrain painting in this build, and I didn't want to use actual proper flooring, so I could actually do like mud and where the horses would trample through and stuff. So I wanted to make it look as realistic as possible, and I was trying to get different fountains. I actually went one for it in the debug menu because it was a lot bigger and fit the space a lot nicer as well. As I think it's one of the base game ones, but like bigger, so that was quite cool. And then for the horse stables itself, I thought it'd be nice to have little stone walls, and then we're gonna have gates with the beams at the tops, and we're gonna have the windows from Jungle Adventure that actually open up, and we're gonna put the toy horse sticking outside the out the doors, and having little planters where that we pretend it's hay and feed so they can eat and stuff. And I was just having so much fun trying to think of different ways we could represent horse stables. I am not a horse gal either. I appreciate a good horse. I do like seeing them. I used to go walking before I moved. I used to be able to walk and see some horses, like a good 8 of them on my daily walk during the best year, 2020. And so they were always nice. They would actually come over to you and say hello when you were walking past, if they were near the top end of the fields. So they were super friendly as well, so that is always nice. And we're gonna make it look very let's a little bit sort of like overgrown. We've obviously got some mud where they would bring out the horses, and I think there's, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 different things, but you could definitely extend this, and they're gonna have windows at the back as well, so you could obviously, those ones are the little shutter ones. I can't remember where they're from. I think they're from Island Living, so they have their little shutter that you can pull down, and it's a very I do like making builds like this because they're just completely different from making houses all the time. A little bit more world building, and I wanted to make it look as though they actually had, in some stables they have like the curved wooden slats between them, so I was using half walls to create that as well. So trying to go all out for the horses as you do. But yeah, it was super fun. I actually had a couple of, I would have had two more interviews with 2 different people, so that is good. I hope that I get some good news and can finally escape the hell, which is my workplace. But yeah, I hope so. I don't know how you are perceived, especially as they were both video ones as well, so you're like having to pretend you have meetings with people at work, which is so bad. But in my position that isn't uncommon, so I can kind of get away with it. So it's just like, yes, I have this meeting, it's lasted an hour. What a shame. One of them, though, I was getting scared because the internet cut out. It was near the end though, but the internet cut out and I had to go onto my own personal 4G hotspot, and I was like, damn, why did you have to do this? You could have waited 5 more minutes for me to ask my last question and then cut out. It's just typical. And then it's all on Teams as well, which is giving me flashbacks from lockdown. And the sound and everything. It's just well. So we have decorated. We're doing some more decoration. I thought it'd be quite nice to put some little things above the sheds as well to make them look lovely and all grown up, all really detailed. And we're gonna have lots of plants and everything around the place, and it's gonna be super green, super established as well, because you want a horse stables that has clearly been around, it's used and everything. So we're now into the front office, which I was it has to be very not slick, but obviously have some sort of formal place that you could actually go into and have business deals with new suppliers and different horse people that may come in and actually do want to train and all the fancy like partners and sponsorships that you could get. So most of the buildings actually use quite a lot of the cats and dogs interior wall bits and pieces, so that was quite fun to put out. And you can probably see when I dived into the debug menu as well, because there's like suddenly a load of decoration things like big plant pots and huge, like a fence between. I needed a fence between this building and the building and the actual like training part near the front, so I was like, ooh, let's have like a broken fence that some horses like trample through to escape or something like that. Have a little bit of story to it. So have that, and just wanted to make all our interiors like super like country looking, but also a bit mishmashed as well. Like some bits are more fancy than others, like when we get into the breakout room, that's kind of more for like the stable hands and for the horse riders themselves to sort of chillax in. So we've got some more of the eco lifestyle stuff and some more like thick woods and reclaimed things, and they've got like a big old fireplace in there. They're going to have like team boards and schedulers, and I put a few heaters around as well, so because I imagine because it's like old stone buildings that it would get pretty cold in here in the winter, and they wouldn't have central heating or anything, but we do have fireplaces. So in the break room we're going to have a dartboard, we're going to have a foosball table as well, so it's exciting enough for when you're waiting to go riding, or you've just cleaned yourself down from being thrown off your horse into the mud or whatever, or you've been mucking out your horse. That's one thing I should have added to this build, because it's just horse shit everywhere. It should have just been a pile somewhere, just horse poo. And at one point I added in the hidden objects, and I was just going through and placing all the rosettes that I wanted to put down, and I found the big gold check as well, so I was like, that has to be something that we put in here. And in our bathroom I thought it'd be quite cool to have our big Belfast sinks from the kitchen stuff, the cottage living stuff, and we're gonna have unisex like bathroom, because they're all in it together. They're all muddy and disgusting. There's gonna be 2 showers at the end, and then 4 bathrooms that the Sims can use. And there isn't too much in the like stable hands / riders bit, but it's quite a nice cozy room, and actually use the same wallpaper but in a different, more darker colourway, just to differentiate between the management and the plebs. It's such a bad thing to say, but it's so true though. We all know that management always get better stuff than everyone else. It's the sad reality. And in the bathroom I did make sure that we had drains outside the showers, because you know them, they're gonna get flooded. And in the actual like main function room, I wanted to have the medals from the Strangerville stuff in the cabinet, and I was just like trying to put it out in build mode, and I was like, didn't realise after like a few minutes I was like, oh, I can't put them out, can I? Because you have to do it in live mode. So when we get to the actual function building, it's going to be super fancy. We're going to have the nicer version of the fireplace down the end of the room, and then the other end of the room we're going to have a bar and a bar backing as well, because I thought it would be a place where everyone kind of comes through if they've come to watch a horse show. They've been standing around drinking Pimm's all day anyway, so they're gonna come back to the bar, and around the fireplace we're gonna have the fancy roll tops and everything as well. So kind of have the more fancier bits and pieces, and we're gonna have lots of like a big cabinet for all the trophies as well, because obviously this is a prestigious horse training centre, so there are lots of rosettes and trophies and ribbons all on display. So when all the fancy people come in for their drink, all the backers and sponsors and everything, they know to carry on donating and sharing their funds with this horse riding stables. I've completely forgot what it was called. And we're just gonna have very like basic things in here. We're gonna have a table outside as well. I thought it'd be quite nice to have some outdoor bits for this room as well, so you could definitely on a summer's day, not a too hot one though, because horses don't like too hot weather. But we've got the glass shade from Getting Together for a little seating area. Then we're gonna have some sofas out there as well. So it's just a nice chill area for all the backers and everything. And I think it was, I'm not sure why they didn't add horses into the game. I know we have llamas and cows, but it would have been nice to have horses that you could like try and ride and like have the horse riding skill. It'd be a bit like dogs with the training and everything. It'd be quite fun to actually have. And whenever they get round to cars as well, because obviously you have to have the Land Rover and the Mini and the sports car outside, because that is typical horse stables and everything. And we actually added a gate on the back as well, because that would be a fun little thing, because you don't want the horses to actually go off and run away. And we have one of the big garbage bins outside the little work area, and I kind of really wanted to make this build as lifelike as possible by adding in lots and lots of plants and making it look lively and full, and obviously have to put chimneys in when that we can actually use, and it can get a bit of a closer look at all the details. We have a little horse that's going around the track as well, because I really wanted to put a sim on there, but I don't think we could achieve that in just using the toys. So we can have a little bit more look around different locations, and I need to think of something else to build like this, because it was super fun. I need to get my thinking cap on what other activities outside, like you can do a polo thing, but that's a bit boring, or cricket, but that's a bit boring as well. We don't have cricket in the game so it'd be a bit pointless. But I definitely have to do another community style lot, or something like a church. I don't know why they didn't include a church in the actual main town centre, because that would have been perfect. Like in Winterberg, they have a church and everything. You need a coffee shop as well there. I need to go in and edit the place so it actually has a few functioning buildings and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, remember to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.